When you're planning a buffet, a catered event, or even a big family gathering, the line between a smooth service and a scramble can be as thin as the temperature of the food on the table. I've spent the last few weeks looking at a range of commercial food warmers, reading through what people actually say about how they perform under real pressure, and weighing the hidden costs that don't show up on the spec sheet. If you want to check the product details on Amazon, the link is in the description. The first question most of us ask is whether the unit will actually keep a decent volume of dishes warm without turning them soggy or drying them out. The VEVOR 4-pan commercial food warmer promises fast heating and lasting warmth across 4 20.6-quart pans, each with its own heating element. That sounds great on paper, but the real test is how it behaves when you're juggling a dozen trays of lasagna, chicken, sides, and desserts at a wedding reception. What sets a commercial warmer apart from a kitchen countertop steamer is its ability to hold temperature steady for hours while you're serving. In a typical buffet setting, you might see the food sitting out for 3 to 4 hours. The independent heating system in this VEVOR model means each pan can be set to a different temperature, so you can keep a soup at a gentle simmer while keeping a roasted vegetable medley just warm enough to stay tender. In practice, that flexibility translates into less hassle for the staff. You're not constantly adjusting a single thermostat to accommodate every dish. From a practical standpoint, the biggest strength here is capacity. 4 pans at roughly 20 quarts each give you about 80 quarts of usable space. That's enough for a full service line at a small restaurant or a catered brunch for 100 guests. The pans are made from food-grade stainless steel, which not only passes health department inspections, but also resists staining from sauces and soups. The acrylic sneeze guard is a thoughtful addition. It keeps stray crumbs and the occasional sneeze out of the food without obstructing the view, which matters when you're trying to make the spread look inviting. Mobility is another factor that often gets overlooked. This unit sits on sturdy caster wheels that lock in place, so you can roll it from the kitchen to the serving area and then secure it without worrying about it drifting. For a food truck or a pop-up catering stall that needs to set up and break down quickly, that ease of movement can save a lot of time. The 2,000-watt power draw is substantial, but it's what you'd expect for a unit that needs to heat that much volume quickly. Just make sure your venue can handle the load. In older buildings, the dedicated circuit might be a consideration. Now for the trade-offs. The first thing you'll notice is the footprint. The base is wide enough to accommodate 4 pans comfortably, which means you need a decent amount of floor space, about 3 feet by 4 feet. If you're working out of a compact kitchen or a small banquet hall, you'll need to plan the layout in advance. The unit also runs on standard 110-volt power, so you won't need a special outlet, but the 2,000-watt draw means you should avoid plugging it into a long extension cord. You want a solid, short connection to prevent voltage drop that could affect heating performance. Another practical limitation is the control interface. It's a simple dial for each pan, which keeps the learning curve low, but it also means you don't get the precise digital readouts that higher-end models offer. If you need to hit an exact temperature, say, holding a sauce at 140°F for safety compliance, you'll be relying on a thermometer in the pan rather than a built-in readout. For most casual or semi-professional setups, that's fine, but it's worth noting if you have strict food service regulations. You should consider buying this. If you run a small restaurant, a catering business that does regular brunches or lunch buffets, or you're a serious home entertainer who likes to host large parties, the capacity and independent heating will likely pay for itself. The durability of stainless steel and the ease of cleaning also mean less downtime between events. Food trucks and mobile vendors will appreciate the locked casters and the relatively compact height, allowing the unit to tuck under a serving table when not in use. On the other hand, if you're looking for a unit to keep a single dish warm for a weekend dinner, or you have a tiny apartment kitchen with limited counter space, this model might be overkill. The power consumption and size could be more than you need, and a smaller countertop steamer would be cheaper and easier to store. Also, if your operation requires precise temperature control with digital monitoring, you might want to look at a model that includes a built-in thermostat display. In terms of value for money, the VEVOR price point sits comfortably in the middle of the market for commercial-grade warmers. You're paying for a set of 4 sizable pans, independent heating, and the mobility kit, all of which you'd